Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Toe Tags Metal Reviews. And today we're giving you guys our first impressions of the new release from John and Sulphur titled Vengeance. So I said new release. It's the only one that we were able to really check out today, the only one that was on the dock for today. And John and Sulphur is a familiar face on this channel. We reviewed Dark Secrets of the Soul last year when it came out. And it's crazy, 2 albums in 2 years like that. Like,
yeah,
they're
putting in work.
They're working hard. Now, I gave it a 5. Vile gave it a 7, so he liked it more than I. And I know my main issue with the last record was that a lot of it sounded like just kind of like another deathcore record. Mm-hmm. And I know over the years we started to run into that issue with a lot of that genre where it's like it all kind of sounded like just the same thing.
Yeah.
This record I feel like starts to break that mold. And I really started to get excited for this album and feel that way when Seed of Hate, when we reacted to that, which was the 3rd single from the record. And I still think that song is sick, super duper awesome, punchy. The guitar playing is phenomenal. That track is still kick-ass, and I do think it does break the mold on the that deathcore issue, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Other tracks that I was liking though, the title track starts off with this rad drum intro. You've got a sick syncopated riff. Thought that was super cool and stand out as well. There's a little bit of melodic stuff they're messing with as well. Silence has like some melodically hinged chorus in the guitars and a cool syncopated middle section as well. So, there were a few tracks that kind of did feel like, okay, more of the deathcore whatever, but I felt like a good majority of this album had a freshness to it. And I really think one of the biggest standouts was definitely the guitar work.
Yeah, that's honestly, I agree with that. I liked the last album more than you did, but for me, this band has always been kind of like solid deathcore, but just with like enhanced guitars. And it's always been something that's drawn me towards them. And this album just exemplifies that even more, is that the riffs, the solos, and just the little things that are happening throughout the song, the pinch harmonics, the riffs changing from verses to chorus, all those little things really were drawing my ears in. And I was going, holy shit, like the chorus riff in Vengeance, title track, is gnarly as fuck. I'm like, holy shit, that sounds badass. Catchy riffs in Seed of Hate, we already talked about that. A couple other songs that stood out to me. Silence I thought was great. I thought Absentia, track number 8, was really, really good. That one I liked a lot. One thing I noticed too, Veil of Deception, which is track number 7, they played the song and at the end of the song they started doing this melody, and then when track 8 starts, that's the melody for track 8, and they just start doing it, but it's played a little differently. I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, did they use the same melody twice? Well, they didn't. Well, they did, but it's not like the whole song had it.
They alluded to it.
They kind of just teased it a little bit and then brought it in with Absentia.
That's clever.
I thought that was really cool, yeah. So, I had a really good time listening to this album. I listened to it quite a bit since there was only one album to listen to today. I've spun it quite a few times and enjoyed it every time. I thought it was really good, and I'm eager to really dive into it and really see how I could pick it apart and stuff like that. The intro track, by the way, Underworld, which is 32 seconds long, that to me is how you do an intro track. If you want to do an intro track that has just kind of like talking or some type of like skit or whatever, make it short to the point and have it bleed right into the first track.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you do it. Don't make it 1 minute and 45 seconds long, right? And don't make it pointless. Like it introduces the album, bleeds right into the first track, it's there and gone in 30 seconds, and it's over.
Yeah, right? I kind of felt when I listened to that, sometimes the question is kind of asked when it comes to intro tracks that are that short, like, should this even be a track, or should it just be part of the other song? Because it's only 30 seconds.
It could be either, but I like the fact that it's its own track, because you can still skip it if you want to.
Yeah, you could just get right into the action.
You can get right into the action, so they give you the luxury of that decision.
Yeah, they give you that option.
That option, exactly. Yeah. So I think that was a good choice. So yeah, if you guys watched our reaction to Seed of Hate, you'll know that we were hyped for this based on that song, because that's fantastic. I also love, what was it, guitar player screaming Seed of Hate in the background? Seed of Hate!
I have to go back
the guitar is going, na, 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 Seed of Hate!
I'd have to go back and look at it. That doesn't,
I don't know, that's, I'm probably doing it slightly wrong, but it's something like that, but yeah, it's just it's awesome. Like, just as a metalhead, just listening to that, I'm like, yes, give me more of this.
Wouldn't be the first time that we saw a chorus, like backing guitar player do something like that this year.
Yeah.
As weird, like the same thing is like with Paleface with Love Burns.
Exactly, same type
deal.
of thing. Exactly, same
Weird
type
that
of
it
thing.
happened twice.
Yeah. Oh, another thing that's probably worth mentioning is Scarlet Rain with the clean vocals.
Yeah, what's up with
Clean
that?
vocals alternating with harsh vocals. I really liked that. It was sounded good.
Did
and
it,
it was
like, it's not the first time we've heard clean vocals. Like we heard it with the
Yeah.
last record, but it's like, did they have auto-tune on it, or was there just a weird vocal effect?
I don't know, but I thought it sounded fine. Like I thought it sounded
And like
good.
it's that whatever vocal effect, whether that's auto-tune or just some effect, it sounds completely intentional. Like that is the point.
Yeah.
And that is cool. I was just curious, like, oh, is that auto-tune for effect, or
Yeah,
did
no,
they
I
just
think
put
it's-
something on?
I think it's definitely intentional, and I
for
think
sure.
it's, you know, I love the fact that they do it because it just breaks the album up more.
It does. 100%,
I feel like the album.
100%.
I don't even think the album needed it, to be honest. I think the album has enough things going on that your attention doesn't get stagnant and you don't get kind of bored.
But that
listening
just
to it.
it gives even more variety and
Gives
makes it even more interesting, right?
Exactly. So
You're
it's
like, wow, they go to all these different places. And, you know, with the clean vocals they did on the last record as well. And the track that the cleans were on, Lotus, that was the best track on the album. I think we can both agree on that.
yeah. Well, yeah, up there.
One of the highlight tracks of
One
that
of the
album, at
highlights
least.
for sure. Again, it wasn't for the vocals for me. It was the guitar playing on that song.
Yeah, that solo.
These guys, the guitar players in this band are like, they're up there, man. Like
They're
they got some
fantastic.
amazing soloing. The variety in soloing too.
Yeah.
Right? It's not this like a lot of times you'll hear bands and albums, you'll hear like kind of the same solos repeated through the album.
There's a lot
Very
of
similar.
different style solos. Like,
Yeah.
you've got like longer, more melodic ones. You've got like the John Petrucci shreddy style. Like,
And you got some that are like kind of emotional sounding
yeah,
and stuff like
it's-
that. Like
there's a lot of variety with the guitar playing on this album and just with this band as a whole, and it's definitely a highlight.
exactly.
Well, anyway, guys, we are going to review this album. It's going to be round 2 for Drown in Sulphur, 2 in 2 years. And we're going to see if they've really stepped it up by putting it to the test and listening to Vengeance constantly throughout the week. And we will be back next week for the final review of this album. Anyway, guys, that's all we got for you guys today. Remember to like the video if you liked it. Tell us in the comments below, what do you think of this album? Is it better or worse than the last one in your opinion? We love to hear what you guys have to say. And subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I'm TV Fish.
I'm Vile Self.
Keep the horns up.